What's in your closet? How many pairs of shoes do you have? You know, the average American couple has nearly 40 pairs of shoes. How many do you really need? It was an early December morning, and the first bell had just rung. My gifted social studies teacher, Mrs. Leindecker, was giving us a bell ringer, which is just a small little assignment for us to do, either groups or individually. And as I was assigned to a group with my friend Angelo. What our assignment was where we had to find out how to best use old or gently used shoes instead of just throwing them out the door. And people had some pretty crazy ideas, like using the shoelaces as belts or turning the shoes for mulch on blacktops and playgrounds. But then Angelo said something that really intrigued me. Why don't we put food in the gently used shoes and donate them to the homeless or others in need? And he said to call the project Goody Two Shoes. And the name he came up with was kind of funny to me, because you've got the goodies, which is the food and things like, socks and toiletries, in the shoes. So it's turning Goody Two Shoes from a negative term to a positive term. And after thinking about it for, 2 seconds, Mrs. Leindecker asked us what we would think about turning that idea into an actual project. And everybody wanted to do it. And I'm saying all hands raised. After getting past a couple hygiene issues, Goody Two Shoes got rolling. We started bagging shoes, asking for donations, buying shoes, in case we didn't get enough donations, for food and toiletries. We also asked family and friends to pitch in. I asked my grandmother, who was in Arizona at the time, to donate as much as she could. I rang her up. Hey, Grandma, got any shoes you could donate to my school project? She called back. Let me see what I can do. Next thing you know, she drives all the way from Arizona to Albuquerque with a box filled with 100 pairs of shoes. I mean, even the Air Force Base where we lived jumped in and led a drive that got us 400 pairs. The Air Force could fly and they could walk. Who knew? But this project hit very close to home for me, actually, because before I lived in New Mexico, we were stationed back in California. And back in California, you didn't see as many problems as you did here, because it's a fairly wealthy area, and to be honest, I wasn't really paying attention. But a year later, I moved to New Mexico, and my perspective of the problems around me only changed slightly. I was still zoomed out. I kept seeing all these problems around me, but I still didn't take the initiative to do anything about it, because I was either too afraid or didn't know how to do it. God kept on giving me this incessant nagging feeling to do something. And then the Goody Two Shoes project got started up. Huge relief. After I actually started doing stuff in the project, this stupid nagging feeling that I had in the back of my mind finally went away. In fact, I remember that Mrs. Leindecker had given us a challenge. Well, actually, I wouldn't exactly call it a challenge. It was our final exam where we had to write a press release on Goody Two Shoes in the Bernalillo County, since that's where we were aiming to kick out hunger. We found some very startling statistics. For instance, 15.3 million kids in the entire country don't get the nourishment that they need. That's not even counting the kids on the street. And in New Mexico, 300,000 kids in households don't get their adequate nutrition. New Mexico is ranked first place for child hunger for 2 years in a row. And the adults, well, they didn't do much better. They got second place in the entire United States. And this is not something you want to win. But, like I said, you don't want to win it. It's not a good place to be. In fact, I remember this one specific time when we were donating to these other people. We were bringing in our big old cart of bags and shoes, and we started passing them out. Everybody had this big smile on their face, like it was Christmas morning, and they had just seen their presents for the first time. It made me really happy, but it made me feel really sad at the same time. Because you've got these people over here, and they're so happy just to get a bag of shoes and a bar and a toothbrush even. But then we're over here, and we're complaining about how our phone stinks, or how we're having another bad hair day, or how Family Guy was just another rerun last night. Anyways, I guess what I'm trying to say is, when I make a difference, I feel unstoppable. And the good news is, you can make a difference too. And it's pretty easy to get going. If you're going to do it, though, I suggest you use an acronym that fits right into those shoes. FEAT. F is for finding. Find a problem that ignites your passion. Just a little bit of awareness may allow you to see a big problem in your community. Next, just turn your passion loose. Find out how to use your passion to solve your problem. This way, not only are you benefiting the community, the world, or even yourself, you're having a lot of fun with it as well. E is for enroll. Working with a team is always the best, so find some friends to work with you. This way, not only will you be learning good social skills, teamwork skills, or even leadership skills, you'll be getting more and more ideas than you would if you were just working alone. So enroll your friends. E is for engaging your brain. Find out how to use your collective brain power to actually use your passion to solve a problem. Just remember to keep an open mind about all suggestions, like I kind of said in step number 2. Lastly, but not leastly, T is for taking action. Thinking without doing isn't going to do you much good. It's kind of like saying, I'm going to go to work today and do something good. But instead, you end up sitting on your couch, watching TV, eating a jumbo bag size of hot Cheetos. Not going to do you any good. So, as soon as you've got the first 3 steps down, find out where and when you want to take action, and simply enough, well, just do it. Just remember to be confident, or as my mom often tells me and my siblings, feel the fear and do it anyway. Never give up, and always do your best. I mean, come on. When you walk out those doors today, you don't want to be a good for nothing, right? No, you want to be a good for something. So go out there in your favorite pair of shoes, make a difference, and be that good for something. Thank you.